But I want you to take note of this. This was published in 1998. This is absolutely fascinating. Abhor what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. You know, for decades, one of the left's calling cards has been boycotts. If you haven't sold your soul to the machine to be devoured, and you haven't given in to this new truth that's been created, then you are a bigot and you deserve to be boycotted, and your life needs to be ruined. All the while, Christians and conservatives have just sat back, and we couldn't boycott something if our life depended on it. And we're literally getting to the point in our society where our life depends on it. That's the sad thing, is that we look at these companies that have completely sold their souls and are doing evil, wicked things, and we don't want to be inconvenienced, and we just say, well, all companies are like that, so I'm just going to keep shopping here or shopping there or giving my money to that company there. And it just doesn't really matter. You know, we've believed the lie that boycotts don't work, yet here we are sitting in a society where literally every major corporation has bowed to the left because of their boycotts and because they're just evil and controlled by Satan. Well, it's time we stand up and stop supporting these companies that have gone absolutely insane, mad to the bone. Target CEO admits that the Pied boycott has worked. I love it. You know, we've taken a stand and we said enough is enough, and it worked to a degree. I'm going to show you why this is a good thing, that we should celebrate the fact that we finally stood up against an insane woke company, and we're starting to see the fruits of that. But I also want to show you why we're still not there yet. We need to continue to take a stand against this evil that these corporations are perpetrating, that they're literally trying to spread to everything and everyone. Help support this channel by checking out our link in the description below for the Daily Grace Company to find all the tools you need to take your Bible study to the next level. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video, would you hit that subscribe button and be a part of this community? And please hit that thumbs up button. You know, when you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. Check this out. Target CEO Brian Cornell said on Wednesday that the boycott against the company's Pride Month merchandise contributed to a decline in sales during the second quarter. Now, I want you to see this real quick. He uses the word contributed to. We're going to come back to that in just a second, as if there was something else involved. Cornell spoke during an investor's call about Target's second quarter results, with comparable sales declining by 5.4% and a decline in total revenue of 4.9% to $24.8 billion compared to last year. So this is still a huge number. You know, let's not get this twisted here. This is a huge amount of money. But these corporations don't look at the fact that they are literally making more than what some countries have. Anytime you see a percentage like 4.9%, when you see a 5% decline, these companies are panicking. This is not good. And while they are still making a massive amount of money, it's not good enough. I was kind of hoping that, like, instead of $24 billion in revenue, maybe there was enough people that boycotted and they made like $12. I can dream, can't I? Cornell said that inflation was one reason for the decline in sales during the second quarter, but also noted that negative guest reaction to our Pied collection also was a contributing factor. Yeah, let's blame it on inflation. What a perfect time for these companies to go absolutely insanely woke and then blame it on inflation when people start to actually take a stand against their insanity. But we don't want to talk about the fact that Walmart delivered a winning $161 billion quarter and outplayed Target. Target says it's all due to inflation, right? That's why our sales have declined. Yet Walmart's over here setting records. There's one reason for this boycott, and they know it. And that's why they're saying things like this. As you know, we have featured a pied assortment for more than a decade, he said. However, after the launch of the assortment this year, members of our team began experiencing threats and aggressive actions that affected their sense of safety and well-being while at work. Lies. Complete and utter lies. One thing you will not see is any evidence for them to back this up. What people did do was say, you know what, we're not going to shop at your store anymore until you stop being so radical. And that's what happened. And so Target took that, we're getting threats and employees are getting mugged on their way to their cars. And none of it was true. And they're still trying to perpetuate this lie that the reason why they're taking a step back is because, it's because of the threats to our employees. We're putting their lives first. They couldn't care less about their employees. The only reason they're trying to lie to you and say it's about threats to their employees is because they know that if they said, you know what, we're going to take a step back from all this LGB stuff because it's hurting us extremely bad. And people don't want us to shove this in their faces. So you know what? We're just going to take a step back and do what's good for business. They know that the left would destroy them. You know, conservatives right now have said, we're not going to give you our money until you stop being as radical. The left, on the other hand, will say, what? Wait, you're taking a step back? You're not going to have LGB plastered on the front of your stores. You're not going to sucker punch people with LGB every time they walk into the door. Okay, well, we're going to burn your store down and we're going to literally physically threaten you. Who do you think they're going to cater to? The left. They're literally turning what the left does and trying to say that that's what conservatives and Christians have done to that. No, it's just not true. It's completely 100% false. So to protect the team in the face of these threatening circumstances, we quickly made changes, including the removal of items that are at the center of the most significant controversial behavior. However, shortly after the boycott and criticism began against Target, the company issued a statement announcing the removal of some of the pied items. So it was only some of the items. When they removed some of the items, it was the most controversial ones. And it wasn't even in all the stores. They just surveyed what are our most conservative locations. We'll just take away one or two items from those stores, but still have the displays clearly shown. So they didn't even really do anything. Yet when they announced that this statement of them removing some of the things and saying, hey, whoa, wait a minute, this boycott is destroying us, the left threatened violence. However, as we navigate an ever-changing operating and social environment, we're applying what we learned to ensure we're staying close to our guests and their expectations of Target. What expectations? We literally have zero expectations for you now. And I hope this boycott continues, because one thing you're seeing is that Target sales have dropped worse than Bud Light. The Target boycott is actually worse than the Bud Light boycott. And the Bud Light boycott was horrible. They got obliterated. They still are. They're still trying to give away their product, and people aren't falling for it. Enough people have said, well, no, I remember. You're not going to trick me. You're not going to convince me that what happened didn't happen. Not that Bud Light's trying to. They're trying to play both sides, and it's not going to work. Yet Target is seeing an even worse effect from the boycott than even Bud Light. So this is really, really bad. And again, I want to point this out, that for the first time in 6 years, Target's sales have fallen. For the first time in 6 years. It's only right directly after Target does one of their most insane displays ever, they start to see a decline in sales, because enough people said, you know what, I don't want to walk in your store and be sucker punched like that. Not only is this having detrimental effects on Target's revenue, but Target's getting sued because of how much money they're losing. and it's costing them big time, along with it's hurting shareholders as well. Shareholders are taking huge losses. But I want you to take note of this. This was published in 1998. This is absolutely fascinating. For the past 20 years, Target's parent company, Dayton Hudson, has been a generous and aggressive supporter of. However, when asked about support for this leading pro-abhorrent organization, they state that a recent $18,000 contribution was a one-year grant, implying that their support was only a one-time gift. They neglect to tell callers that the one-year grant is routinely renewed each year. Now, Target's been a huge supporter of PP for decades. And in fact, growing up, my family didn't go to Target because we found out that they did donate and give to Planned P, and we didn't want to give them our money because of that. But it was also something that not a lot of people knew about. And when it did become a bigger thing, it says due to protests from the pro-life community, Dayton Hudson announced that they would no longer fund Planned P. However, almost immediately they reversed their decision, caving into the radical pro-abhorrent extremists. Basically, there was a little bit of a boycott and it didn't really do anything, and then it kind of just went away. Now remember, this was from 1998. A boycott was tried and failed. But now we're seeing that we're actually making a difference. We're standing our ground. And even the CEO is coming out and saying, this is really bad. But the Bible does say in Romans chapter 12, let love be genuine, abhor what is evil, hold fast to what is good. Let's hold the line. Let's not give in to these companies. Let's not give ourselves over to depravity for the sake of convenience. So that we can, they're having a really good sell, or they just got their new stock in, their new seasonal items, whatever it might be. Let's continue to hold the line and tell them enough is enough, and that we are going to stand on the truth of God's word and not give in, and you can't do anything about it. You can come at us with all the force you have, but it's not going to work. We're going to hold fast to what is good. But hey, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, join this community. And please hit that thumbs up button. When you like this video, to get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.